game day, and I don't know about you, but I am absolutely fired up right now. Tonight, it's a showdown that has all the makings of a classic Monday night football battle. We've got the 1-0 Los Angeles Chargers heading into Las Vegas to take on the 1-0 Raiders. And I have to tell you, I am craving a big-time Raiders performance. I want to see fireworks, excitement, and chaos on the field, the kind of game that makes you jump out of your seat. And tonight, it's extra special because we're celebrating the birthday of the head coach, Pete Carroll, who just turned 74. This isn't just any game. It's a chance for the Raiders to make a statement. And for Pete, a perfect birthday present would be a dominating victory in front of the home crowd. Now, looking ahead to tonight, I've been thinking about the matchup, the storylines, and the players who are going to have a huge impact. People might be underestimating the Raiders, but I have a feeling this team is ready to show up and make a statement against the Chargers. The last time the Raiders faced heavy chatter about the Chargers, the game got out of hand with a score like 63-21. I'm not predicting anything that extreme tonight, but make no mistake, there's potential for a high-scoring, edge-of-your-seat kind of affair. My prediction? I've got the Raiders taking it 31-30. I see a barn burner, points flying back and forth, and a crowd that is going to be absolutely electric inside Allegiant Stadium. The home field advantage in a dome cannot be overstated. When the Raiders play in their own house, there's something about the energy and the environment that just fuels this team. It's loud, it's intense, and it turns every play into a potential highlight. The Chargers are tough, no doubt about it, but I love being the underdog in this scenario. It gives the team that extra spark, that hunger to prove themselves in front of their fans. And when it comes to rivalries and coaching battles, Pete Carroll versus Jim Harbaugh has been one of those head-to-head matchups that always delivers drama. Right now, Carroll is 6-6 against Harbaugh, but tonight could tip the scale to 7-6, and that's exactly the kind of edge-of-the-seat tension we want to see. The history between these coaches, the mutual respect, and the competitive fire all add another layer of excitement to this game. Looking at the players who are going to make the difference tonight, Ashton Gentry stands out to me. He didn't light it up last week, just 2 targets for 2 yards, but I think tonight is his night to shine. The Raiders need to get him out into space, let him stretch the field, and force the Chargers' defensive line to account for him. That opens up the passing game and helps protect Geno Smith from getting hammered under pressure. Seeing Gentry fight for 2 yards after contact week after week isn't fun. We want to see him break through, make plays, and energize this offense. If the Raiders can get him involved early, it changes the entire dynamic of the game. Speaking of Geno Smith, he is the player who will define tonight's outcome. Combining his passing and rushing abilities, he is the engine that drives this offense. Last week, he racked up 372 total yards, 362 through the air, and 10 on the ground, despite battling a little limp here and there. That's the kind of toughness and skill that makes a quarterback elite indoors. Over the past 3 seasons, Geno has thrown 30 touchdowns with just 5 interceptions inside domes, holding a quarterback rating of 110.8. That's elite. That's the kind of consistency and dominance that can take over a game against any team, including the Chargers. Tonight, in front of a home crowd, I expect Geno to continue his stellar performance and push the Raiders to a big win. Another player I'm watching closely is Jacoby Myers. With Brock Bowers dealing with a knee injury, Myers is going to be a critical part of the passing plan. Last week, he had 10 targets, 8 catches, and 97 yards. In his last 8 games for the Raiders, he has surpassed 57 yards 7 times, which shows consistency and reliability. Myers is going to be a go-to weapon, a player the offense relies on to create big plays and keep defenses honest. Watching him operate in space and make catches that turn into yardage after contact is exactly what the Raiders need to open up the field tonight. Then there's Daniel Carlson, the kicker who quietly but reliably contributes to every Raiders game. He's an absolute monster at home against the Chargers, with an incredible track record in 5 games, going 11 for 12 on field goals, including a perfect record in 1 game with 9 extra points. Carlson may not get the flashy recognition, but his consistency can turn tight games into victories. A couple of field goals here, an extra point there, and suddenly, the score margin grows just enough to keep the Raiders in control. In games like this, every point matters, and Carlson is someone you can count on to deliver. On the other side of the ball, the Chargers bring talent that cannot be ignored. Keenan Allen is a player who demands attention every time he steps onto the field. Last week, he saw 10 targets and ended up with 7 catches for 68 yards. Over his career against the Raiders, he's averaged just under 60 yards per game, but he has the ability to exploit weak spots in coverage, especially if the Raiders' nickel or secondary positions are slightly vulnerable. Expect Allen to be a constant threat, someone who can make a big play when you least expect it and force the Raiders' defense to stay sharp all game long. Finally, Justin Herbert is the quarterback for the Chargers who poses a challenge for any defense. Historically, he hasn't thrown many interceptions against the Raiders, but with the right pressure, defensive schemes, and some creative play calling, there's always the potential to disrupt his rhythm. This game is going to test both sides, from offensive line to secondary, from skill positions to special teams. Every possession counts, and the Raiders have the home crowd advantage, energy, and determination to make this a night to remember. With all of this in mind, tonight promises to be more than just a game. It's a celebration of football, a showcase of talent, and an opportunity for the Raiders to rise to the occasion. From Geno Smith orchestrating the offense to Jacoby Myers making key receptions, from Daniel Carlson's reliable foot to the defensive efforts aimed at containing Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert, every moment will matter. The stage is set, the lights are bright, and the energy in Allegiant Stadium is about to reach a fever pitch. Fans are ready, players are ready, and the excitement is palpable. Tonight is the night to witness a high-scoring, action-packed, unforgettable Monday Night Football showdown. Now let's dive into some of the individual matchups and player performances that are going to make or break this game tonight. I've been analyzing this all week, and there's a ton of intrigue with how the Raiders and Chargers match up, especially with the way both teams have opened the season. One player I'm keeping my eyes glued to is Geno Smith. He's not just your standard quarterback. He's the engine that drives everything the Raiders want to do. His ability to extend plays with his legs and throw precise passes downfield makes him a nightmare for defenses. Last week, he put up 372 combined yards, and tonight, inside Allegiant Stadium with the crowd behind him, I expect nothing less than a repeat of that brilliance. His chemistry with his receivers, the timing of his throws, and his ability to read defenses quickly are going to dictate how this game flows. When Geno is on his game, the Raiders' offense is almost impossible to stop, especially in a dome where the conditions favor precision and timing. Speaking of receivers, Jacoby Myers is going to be front and center in tonight's action. With Brock Bowers managing a knee issue, Myers is set to see more targets and become a primary option. He's a player who thrives in space, and if the Raiders get creative with their route combinations, he could end up being the difference maker on several key drives. Myers has proven that he can consistently surpass his yardage expectations, and with defensive attention drawn elsewhere, he's going to find openings and turn them into critical plays. The Raiders' offense is going to be about spreading the field, attacking the seams, and creating mismatches, and Myers is perfectly positioned to take advantage of that strategy. His ability to make contested catches and gain yards after contact adds a layer of danger that the Chargers will have to account for on every down. Then we have Daniel Carlson, who quietly but consistently proves to be one of the most reliable kickers in the league. In high-pressure situations, his accuracy and composure make him a weapon for the Raiders. He has historically excelled against the Chargers at home, and given the kind of high-scoring, back-and-forth game I expect tonight, his points are going to be crucial. Even a single field goal can shift momentum, and in a tight game, Carlson's foot could very well be the difference between a win and a loss. The Raiders have leaned on his consistency before, and I expect that trend to continue tonight. His ability to perform under pressure is a stabilizing factor for this team. And in a game filled with explosive plays and potential turnovers, having a reliable kicker is a major advantage. On the defensive side, containing Keenan Allen is going to be one of the Chargers' biggest challenges. Allen is a veteran receiver with an innate ability to find soft spots in the coverage. The Raiders' secondary is going to need to be disciplined, aware, and aggressive because if Allen gets into rhythm early, he can dictate the flow of the passing game and open up opportunities for Justin Herbert to make big plays. The Raiders will need to disrupt the timing between Allen and Herbert, apply pressure without sacrificing coverage, and force the Chargers' quarterback to make tough decisions. Every sack, every hurried throw, every well-timed double coverage is going to play a role in shaping the outcome of this matchup. Speaking of Herbert, he's a quarterback with a history of efficiency against most defenses, but the Raiders have a scheme designed to exploit tendencies and create confusion, generating pressure, disguising coverages, and forcing him to make adjustments on the fly could lead to critical turnovers. Herbert has only thrown a couple of interceptions against the Raiders in his career, but tonight, the combination of crowd noise, home field energy, and strategic defensive play could create opportunities for mistakes. If the Raiders can capitalize on even a single turnover, it could shift the momentum entirely in their favor. The game is going to be a chess match between the offensive ingenuity of the Chargers and the adaptive defensive strategies of the Raiders. Now, let's talk about the running game. While the passing attack is exciting, the Raiders' ability to run effectively will keep the Chargers off balance. Establishing the run opens up play-action passes, forces linebackers to hesitate, and creates lanes for receivers to exploit. Players like Ashton Gentry, who can contribute both in the air and on the ground, are key to maintaining that balance. Watching him break tackles, gain yards after contact, and move the chains is going to energize the offense and the crowd. The running game is often the backbone of controlling tempo, and if the Raiders can sustain drives and wear down the Chargers' defensive front, they will have a significant advantage as the game progresses. The crowd at Allegiant Stadium is another factor that cannot be underestimated. When a stadium is rocking, it amplifies every sound, every cheer, every call from the sideline. Communication becomes more difficult for the visiting team. The energy lifts the home players, and momentum can swing dramatically in an instant. The Raiders have a passionate fan base, and when the crowd is fully engaged, it creates an environment that is intimidating for opponents and inspiring for the home team. I expect tonight to be one of those nights where the fans feel like an extra player on the field, pushing the Raiders to make big plays and keep the Chargers on their heels. The offensive line will also be crucial in protecting Geno Smith and providing the foundation for both the passing and running game. If they can hold up against the Chargers' pass rush, the Raiders can execute their game plan effectively. Good protection gives Geno time to read the field, find his targets, and make plays that can change the trajectory of the game. Conversely, if the Chargers generate consistent pressure, it could disrupt the rhythm of the Raiders' offense and force quick, reactive decisions. This matchup along the line of scrimmage is one of those battles that often flies under the radar, but can determine the ultimate outcome. Ultimately, tonight is shaping up to be a perfect storm of talent, strategy, and energy. From explosive plays in the passing game to the consistent reliability of special teams, every aspect of the Raiders' game plan will be tested. The Chargers are a formidable opponent, but the combination of home field advantage, elite quarterback play, and key offensive weapons gives the Raiders a real shot at victory. Fans are in for a roller coaster of emotions, with big plays, momentum swings, and high-scoring drives that keep everyone on the edge of their seats. The Raiders have the opportunity to make a statement, honor their head coach on his birthday, and deliver a thrilling performance that will be remembered for a long time. The stage is set, the teams are ready, and the crowd is about to witness an unforgettable Monday Night Football showdown that promises excitement from the first snap to the final whistle. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are circulating across the NFL landscape, and Raiders fans might want to buckle up. Sources close to the organization suggest that Las Vegas has officially sealed the deal with defensive end TREY Hendrickson, and the implications for their pass rush could be seismic. While the team has yet to release an official statement, insiders are buzzing that Hendrickson's arrival could immediately reshape the Raiders' defensive identity. Known for his relentless pursuit of quarterbacks and uncanny ability to disrupt plays, Hendrickson brings a combination of experience, speed, and power that has been the missing ingredient for a pass rush that has often underwhelmed in recent seasons. Speculation is rampant about how head coach and defensive coordinators will deploy him. Will Hendrickson line up primarily on the edge in a traditional 4-3 scheme? Or will the Raiders get creative, utilizing him in stunts and twists to maximize pressure on opposing QBs? Rumors suggest that there is already talk within the locker room about how his presence alone could energize a defensive unit that has struggled to maintain consistency. Teammates reportedly see Hendrickson not just as another signing, but as a potential game changer, someone capable of tipping the scales in key divisional matchups. Of course, there's always the caveat: injuries, adaptation to a new system, and chemistry with fellow linemen can make or break even the most exciting acquisitions. Yet, whispers from league insiders hint that the Raiders are betting heavily on Hendrickson's proven track record. He's no stranger to double teams, yet he still manages to generate pressure week after week. Some analysts are already speculating that his addition could allow the Raiders to dial up more aggressive blitz packages, knowing that Hendrickson can hold the edge against elite offensive tackles. Fans are also buzzing on social media, dissecting what this could mean for the team's playoff prospects. A revitalized pass rush could not only disrupt quarterbacks, but also create turnovers, shift momentum, and perhaps most importantly, provide a boost for the secondary. While it remains to be seen how quickly Hendrickson will integrate, one thing is certain: the Raiders' defensive reputation might be on the verge of a dramatic facelift, and the rumor mill suggests that the NFL should take notice. Could this be the start of a new era in Las Vegas, where pressure and chaos reign supreme? The next season promises to reveal whether the hype is justified, or if it's just another tantalizing whisper. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.